It's a Jeep thing. That's what I've always heard. My family spends a lot of time in the mountains here in Sheridan, and so this summer we set out to own a Jeep Wrangler that looked great on paved roads and was fully capable off-road. I honed my search to a 94 YJ Jeep Wrangler located a couple hundred miles north of here, a salvage yard. After I bought it in an exhilarating online auction, my buddy dropped me off up north of here, a couple hundred miles away, and I began to recklessly drive this Jeep in its former state all the way back home to Sheridan. Let's just say I made it home, but barely. Once arriving home with the 94 YJ, I took some time to decompress from the shaking, the bouncing, and the deep regret that I experienced while driving the YJ back from an adjacent state. First thing first, I needed a transfer case that wasn't split in half. A Dana 30 front axle with properly aligned inner C's, and a full suspension that wasn't bent in multiple places. The local social marketplace provided a free transfer case if I disposed of a transmission already attached to it, and a Dana 30 front axle in great condition. With some maneuvering and hours on the garage floor, I was able to replace the transfer case, vacuum tubes, and drive shaft complete with fresh lubricants. Since I was spending so much time working on the Jeep, I changed all the lubricants in the vehicle just to make sure I covered my bases on keeping an older vehicle running for years to come. I felt like the largest part of this Jeep build would be replacing the Dana 30 axle and corresponding parts with just a few jack stands and my jack in my garage. I decided to combine the axle swap install with the 1.5-inch SuperLift that would give the Jeep a more aggressive stance and added clearance for larger TravelStar EcoPaths planned to complement the overall capabilities. Once all the appropriate connections were removed, I rolled the axle out with the jacks carefully placed under each spring perch. The replacement axle was wheeled under with the new leaf springs loosely attached to the axle. Along with the SuperLift leaf spring and shock package, I also replaced the bent sway bar links and worn hydraulic steering stabilizer. Even though the lift was only 1.5 inches, it allowed for more articulation off-road and space to comfortably fit the 31 by 10.5 by 15 EcoPath All-Terrains on the rig, mounted on rugged ridge Black D window wheels. I knew that a new coating with Monstaliner would give the exterior rugged protection and a crisp new look. We requested some color sample chips and settled on World War II OD green. The application process was new to me, but my wife and I blocked out 6 hours on a cloudy day to attempt the transformation. As everyone says, the preparation is more important than the application itself. Adhesive removal, sanding, and rust repair tallied 4 hours of preparation for the liner. We were nervous to open and begin mixing as the directions explicitly state the epoxy dries very quickly and there is a set time frame to complete the 2 coats required for effective coverage. We began with my wife exclusively cutting in around the edges and any tight joints with a dabbing motion and a brush. I followed as closely as possible with the textured roller supplied in the kit. The mass amount of the Jeep tub was rolled, with the first coat leaving small glimpses into the original sanded base paint. The doors were dabbed and rolled in combination to not lose the desired texture. Calmly and quickly, moving around the exterior of the Jeep, we were able to finish the application smoothly in about 3 hours. Incredibly excited as to the new look, we rolled the Jeep into the garage and let the liner cure for the directed time frame. The existing carpet, seat belts, and metal surfaces were covered in corrosion, so cleaning and preparation of the surface was key to making sure the liner adhered and future deterioration was mitigated. Ripping out the carpet was an easy job, followed by removing all the seats in the center console. A deep clean and restoring of such items such as the shifting boot, dash gauges, windows, and wiring harness took time but was well worth the effort. All new non-reclining low back seats from Rugged Ridge complemented the black interior tub incredibly well. The skinny factory console was replaced with the Rugged Ridge model that is lockable, usable, and color matched. New door seals and interior panels were installed to give the doors stock performance and an updated look. Other than grinding off the previous rear bumper, the new front and rear bumpers were simple to install and added strength, aesthetics, and capabilities. Additionally, a Rugged Ridge Trekker S10 winch with synthetic rope was placed on the front chassis connection point, giving it another jump and curb appeal and usability in off-road situations. Overall, 65 hours were devoted to this 94 YJ, transforming it from a total loss in a salvage yard to a Jeep I am proud to own and drive both on the street and on the mountains. Spend time finding the right Jeep, do your research, and be patient. Your hard work and vision can convert a salvaged wreck into a summer dream.